Hello, my name is Kareem Simmons Jr., and this podcast is for Intercultural Communication 150. It is titled The Virgin Islands. In 2001, the summer after I completed 6th grade, I had the opportunity to visit the island of St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. My father had remarried, and my stepmother was a Puerto Rican native who was born on the island of St. Croix. 2 years after my father moved to the islands, I had the chance to travel and vacation there. Going in, I didn't know what to expect. I was only 11 years old, but I was truly excited as I had heard cool stories about my new stepfamily who were locals. My uncle and I arrived on the island by small plane in the summer of 2001, ready for a new and vibrant experience. The first thing we noticed upon arrival was the humidity. As soon as we stepped off the plane, we felt this humid warmth that completely stopped us in our tracks. Eager to get to the beach, we said our hellos to family, settled in, and made our way to the store to get some snorkeling gear. My family didn't usually do much traveling or vacationing, so I promised to make the most of this exciting 2 weeks of my summer. The beach was absolutely beautiful. Crystal blue water greeted your feet with a warm, soothing sensation. The palm trees, damaged by hurricane winds, sat lopsided and bent facing the direction of the breeze. I spent most of the first 2 weeks in snorkeling gear exploring all the different fish and coral that the beach had to offer. I also enjoyed the cultural feel of the island. The town had few buildings taller than 4 stories. Restaurants and a large dock called Big Dock by the locals rested on the west side of Frederiksted where we swam. Getting to meet and share ideas and opinions with new stepfamily proved to be an eye-opening intercultural experience as well. They spoke a broken English with an accent similar to West Indies or Jamaica. The island was made up mostly of African Americans and Puerto Ricans that dressed in light and weather-suitable clothing. The food was also amazing, with a mixture of Puerto Rican, U.S. Virgin Island, and West Indian food that prepared cuisines such as pate and johnny cake. St. Croix also had a wide variety of homegrown fruit that could be picked right off of the trees, including canep, jojo, and starfruit, as they were called domestically. I enjoyed the 2-week vacation so much that I chose to live with my father and attend middle school on the island. The cultural experience and its impact on me did not cease. Over the course of the next 2 years, I began to have an accent, fit in, and transition into life as an islander. The education system on the island of St. Croix seemed to be one of the few things that needed shaping up. The schools had fights almost weekly, and local turf gang violence ran rampant even amongst the youth. Thankfully, I have no fights of my own to share, but I do have a few close calls. Few students took school seriously, it seemed. Distracted by the next festival, local jam, or sports game, it seemed as though students on the island of St. Croix didn't put as much stock into education. Festivals, on the other hand, were a major attraction even by tourists. The annual Winter Festival and Parade Juve, showcasing the VI's top bands, remains a reason for natives to return for the holidays. The locals spend one of the nights leading up to Christmas dancing and drinking in the parade with friends, family, and the entire island. The different island dancing was a cultural experience in itself. The style of dance exercised by the natives lacked no share of backside shaking. St. Croix also had a growing and vibrant sports scene. Though football wasn't actually played on the island, basketball and baseball remained the top competitive sports for residents. I myself played on a championship Little League baseball team and had some of my best seasons in the Virgin Islands. One season I even hit my career-high 3 home runs and had a grand slam. The island had a large crop of local size and talent and a couple of professional athletes as well. Overall, my 2 years in the Virgin Islands contained some of the most unique intercultural experiences I've had to date. I completed middle school at Arthur A. Richards Junior High School in 2004. In order to get back on track in school, my family decided to send me back to California after 8th grade to attend high school in Escondido, California. Though high school in California later proved to be a life-shaping cultural experience, nothing was more different than life in the United States than life on the islands.